Hi. Change and transition is a part of life. As we grow up, there are transitions all along the way. We go to school, and after about 6 years, we graduate from primary to secondary school. Now, if we didn't make that change, we would never grow. We would get stuck in life. Going from grade 6, being one of the older students, then transitioning to being one of the new, younger ones, can be a difficult transition, but it is absolutely necessary for continued growth. Right now, the whole world is experiencing transition. We somehow have the idea that life should travel along at an even keel and maybe slope slightly upwards, heading toward our destiny. But the fact is that life is just not like that. Reality is life is filled with ups and downs, and it's filled with mountains and valleys. You actually get more acceleration through the ups and downs because of the potential energy that is being released. We do go through things. That's life. Isaiah 43, 1-3. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flame scorch you, for I am the Lord your God. This is a reassurance of God's providential care for His people and for their redemption from captivity. Some of us may feel a sense of captivity, being limited to being in our homes most of the time, but God is still our Redeemer. He is with us, and He can and will turn all things for good. We have no need to fear. Isaiah 45:3 says, I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by name, am the God of Israel. Let us never forget that God is on the throne. And in this place of transition, God is in control of our life, and He can get treasures to us, whatever that may look like for each individual. Often at the start of a new season, we assume that it starts like a bright light shining and that we can see what is ahead of us and we just have to walk in it. We think we should have a sense of knowing exactly what we are supposed to do. The truth is, my experience has not been like that at all. In reality, it is like you have a sense, an inner witness that change is on the horizon. You know change is in the air, but you don't know exactly what it looks like. When God starts doing something new, it usually starts at night. The evening and the morning were the first day. It seems that God turns the light down when He starts something new. We think that God starts when the sun comes up and you can see a long way ahead, but in fact, God starts the day when the sun goes down. God cut covenant with Abraham at night. He reaffirmed it with Isaac at night. He met Jacob at Bethel at night. When Jacob wrestled with the angel and changed his name to Israel, it was at night. Passover was at night. Jesus was born at night. When He was crucified, it turned to night. When Jesus was raised from the dead, it was night. And according to Matthew 24, when He returns, the sun and the moon will not shine their light. The stars will fall from the sky. God is going to turn all the lights off in the background of the stage when the Son of Man returns in all His brilliance and glory. So how do we apply these things to our life right now? The whole world is in a valley of transition. In some ways, things will change forever. We are in the down. It's a downtime. In the valley, You cannot see what's ahead. You can't see the future. We don't know exactly what the future is going to look like right now. I know that our ministry is experiencing change. I have no doubt of that. But that does not mean I know exactly what that looks like. I can only trust that God is leading us through this transition time. It is certainly a time we have to stay surrendered to God. It is also a place of creativity, a time of launching out into new things, like going from a high level of primary school to the lowest level at secondary school, a sense of launching out into something without any of the expertise. Just stumbling in the dark, doing the best with the limited ability and resources available. But amazing things can happen in the valley. A new thing can happen in the darkness. Think of a baby in a mother's womb. The baby's in the dark, developing. You don't actually see what is happening, but you know it is happening. There is no doubt about that. We start something new in the place of rest. We would like to see it, know all the ins and outs, all the details, but the treasures are hidden in the darkness, as we read in the book of Isaiah. It is a time of getting God's perspective on what we are going through and traveling through it with Him. Even if our circumstances don't change immediately, we continue to travel through, knowing that God is in control. He is taking us through the transition. Thanks for listening. This is Rosanna Palmer.